Hello, welcome to our new Let's Play, the Journeyman Project 3 Legacy of Time. Starting with the manual today because it does give some additional information to the game, unlike the other two, which were more bare bones. And also just because I'm having technical problems getting the game to run. I booted it up and I was about to start recording and I realized the audio was desyncing from the cutscene really badly. Like it wasn't just like like a quarter second desync where you get lip sync issue. It was like seconds apart. And it's like, oof, gotta fix that. So here is the manual. Introduction. It is the year 2329 and you are Gage Blackwood, Agent 5 of the Temporal Security Agency, or TSA. For the past 11 years, it has been your incredible duty to protect history from any threat that could disastrously change it. Twice in your decorated career as a TSA's elite agent, you have saved Earth from criminals utilizing time travel to destroy history as we know it. 2 months ago, you thwarted a plot to frame you, masterminded by a traitor once thought above suspicion, Michelle Vizard, the rogue Agent 3 of the TSA. She had captured you and threatened to betray the secrets of time travel to another alien race known as the Kryn. But your intrepid online companion, the sentient artificial intelligence Arthur, saved you by creating a virus that infected Agent 3's time travel jumpsuit and caused a malfunction. Unfortunately, Arthur himself was the virus, and he was trapped within Agent 3's time travel jumpsuit when a flood of violent temporal energy surrounded them both and sent them spinning into the time stream. No trace of Agent 3 or Arthur has been found, and both are presumed dead. Since then, a grim time has befallen the TSA. With the Agent 3 scandal undermining the credibility of the TSA, the Intergalactic League of Worlds known as the Symbiotry has demanded that Earth surrender control of its time travel technology. You watch helplessly as the TSA shuts down around you. While the TSA endures its darkest hour, distant events are transpiring on the far border of known space that dwarf the scope of any danger you have faced before. A forgotten alien race has amassed a fleet of warships and returned to claim a relic long lost. As their ships ominously approach Earth, you are charged with discovering that which they seek. As you accept the challenge to save Earth from the mysterious invaders, you learn that the answers to this crisis in the present lie hidden within the past. So then all this is obviously a lot of stuff that's not applicable to most of what we do, just because it's, modern systems. Like this, for example, I want to know how this works, because I don't think I have QuickTime installed, because QuickTime stopped being relevant like 10 to 15 years ago. So, and you can tell this stuff it runs on Windows, but Mac is definitely still like their first thought. And then they have a tutorial in here for like the interface overview and stuff. Unlike previous games, the interface overview is kind of very briefly integrated into the game's story. So the Strider mode is going to be really great because we can just hold down and keep walking forward. Jump menu, that's spoilers. I swear there's actual... Here we go. This is what I wanted to get to. The Journeyman Project story. This is a timeline of the pivotal events that shaped the unique Journeyman world. Envision a future where humanity has attained global peace after learning the terrible lessons of war. It is a new era of human achievement. 2-2112. Unified world of reality. World Senate convenes. Terrible nuclear wars leave only 1/4 of the planet habitable. The survivors rebuild their world, forging lasting peace with the World Senate. 1-2300. First skyborn metropolis, Caldoria. Since only half of the world's surface has been reclaimed, the World Senate turns to the sky and launches Caldoria, the first sky metropolis. 11-6-2308. First alien contact, the Sorolans. Beings calling themselves Sorolans propose to the World Senate that Earth join a peaceful league of worlds called the Symbiotry. The Sorolans give Earth 10 years to deliberate. 8-15-2315. Time travel invented. Dr. Elliot Sinclair creates the Pegasus device, the world's first time travel machine. World Senate orders dismantling of the Pegasus device and moves it to the newly formed Temporal Security Agency, or TSA. The TSA rebuilds the Pegasus device within a secret complex to forever guard the time stream. 11-6-2318. A new galactic order. Sorolans return for Earth's decision regarding the Symbiotry proposal. Dr. Elliot Sinclair attempts to alter history with another time machine and tries to assassinate the Sorolan ambassador, claiming that the Sorolans want to conquer Earth. Sinclair is apprehended by Gage Blackwood and imprisoned on the Saturn Moon prison Vega Fallon. Earth accepts the Symbiotry bid to become a member of the Galactic League. 9/15/23/29. Gage Blackwood vindicated. Gage Blackwood is put on trial for crimes against history. He escapes custody hours later and travels back to the year 2319 to meet himself in the past. While the future Gage allows himself to stand trial, Gage Blackwood from 2319 clears the name of his future counterpart. Gage Blackwood is cleared of all charges after evidence is presented that Michelle Vizard, Agent 3 of the TSA, enacted a plot to frame him. 10/24/23/29. Agent 3 investigation closed. Agent 3 is declared dead after a month of exhaustive searches by the TSA. Present day, 11/6/23/29. Elliot Sinclair dies at Vega Fallon prison. Yielding to Symbiotry pressure, the World Senate shuts down the TSA. And so that's where we start off. The opening cutscene, I think, goes through a lot of this too. At least as far as like the Elliot Sinclair thing, so that's why I don't feel too bad about saying that now. And the same thing with the aliens too. Character dossier. Agent 5, Gage Blackwood. You will assume the role of Gage Blackwood, Agent 5 of the TSA. Gage is a decorated hero who has distinguished himself several times over, earning a reputation as the TSA's top agent. When Elliot Sinclair attempted to alter history, Gage stopped the scientist's plot. A decade later, Gage would be framed by the rogue Agent 3. To clear his name, Gage traveled back into the past to enlist the aid of the only person he could trust, himself. The former Gage accepted the challenge and managed to clear the name of his future counterpart. However, before the former Gage could return to the past, he had to be selectively mind-wiped, so knowledge of his future would not change history. Lately, Gage has been deeply troubled over his inability to remember the pursuit of Agent 3 and the loss of his friend Arthur. Agent 3, Michelle Vizard. Once one of the TSA's top agents, Michelle went rogue because of her belief that time travel was too dangerous for humanity to possess alone. During her years of research into Earth's war-torn past, Agent 3 saw how technology was terribly abused. She devised a plot to balance the power by delivering time travel to a race known as the Kryn. During a confrontation with Gage Blackwood, Agent 3 was enveloped by a violent flood of temporal energy and was inadvertently thrown back into the time stream. She is now presumed dead. TSA Chief Engineer William Doughton. William Doughton is the TSA's chief engineer. Despite his young age, Doughton is a brilliant physicist. After studying Dr. Sinclair's temporal research, Doughton improved on the original Pegasus time machine and that is, that's a retcon. Because he was only the chief, he's supposed to be the chief technician. And I forget who it was, but I think it was a woman that created the jumpsuit. So now they're retconning that to be William Doughton's intention, even though in the Buried in Time, he was just a technician. He just maintained them. So, like, he was still one of the few who could maintain them, obviously, because of his knowledge and top secret clearance and all that. But he was not the designer. That's interesting. Anyways, Doughton improved on the original Pegasus time machine and created the jumpsuits, the TSA self-contained time travel suits. Doughton is also Agent 5's closest friend. TSA Commissioner Jack Baldwin. Once a prominent member of the World Senate, Commissioner Baldwin is now the highest-ranking official within the TSA and answers only to the World Senate. Having personally chosen each of the TSA agents, Baldwin has developed a close rapport with all the operatives. For this reason, the betrayal of Agent 3, once a trusted friend, has greatly disturbed him. The Sorolan ambassador to Earth, Gisela. Gisela is very old and respected, having served on the August Sorolan Council for several centuries. Over the years of constant contact with humans, Gisela has developed an unmistakable fondness for Earth. She often advises the World Senate on vital matters. Inventor of time travel, Dr. Elliot Sinclair. In 2315, Dr. Elliot Sinclair invented the Pegasus time travel device. When the World Senate decided to take the device out of Elliot's hands, an agency was formed to safeguard history. The original research team trained by Elliot was transferred, and the Temporal Security Agency was formed. The loss of his time travel project shattered Elliot's sanity. When the Sorolans approached Earth, Sinclair feverishly claimed that they came only to conquer. When he was ignored, Sinclair built his own time machine to change history and stop the Sorolans. His plan was foiled by Gage Blackwood. Artificial Intelligence, Arthur. Arthur is an artificial intelligence created by scientist Kenneth Farnstein. Raised on 21st century culture by the eccentric Farnstein, Arthur developed into a unique sentient being. While tracking down Agent 3, Gage Blackwood discovered Arthur on a dying space station and saved him. Gage found Arthur's friendship to be invaluable during their adventure. When Gage was captured by Agent 3, Arthur turned himself into a virus that infected Agent 3's jumpsuit. The heroic action saved his best friend Gage, but sent Agent 3 and himself spiraling into a temporal distortion. Since no evidence of survival has been found, both are presumed to be dead. Alright, and this is just spoilers, walkthrough stuff, credits, which we'll see in the game. Which obviously at this stage, it's... Did I see Troy Baker? I couldn't have, right? Tom Baker. Okay, that's why it's... Okay. Anyway, so that is the Legacy of Time manual. I hope you enjoyed this, this little bit of history. I even learned some things. Like, I always assumed... I guess I was technically sort of right that the Sky City, the Sky Metropolises, like Caldoria, I thought they were built to combat overpopulation. And I suppose in a sense they were, but not because not because there's too many humans for Earth's surface. It's just that Earth's surface hasn't fully been reclaimed. Maybe by now it is, but actually let's see when 2300. So about 15 years. So 8 years before first contact, 15 years before time travel, and 18 years. So they're really new. So even within the events of the game, only half of the world's surface has been reclaimed. Now, I'm assuming that means since it started with only 1/4 of the planet habitable, I'm assuming they're saying only half of the world's surface is habitable now. Which means after 200 years, it took 200 years to reclaim 1/4 of the planet. So it'll be another 400 years probably, unless some biometry technology helps, which it probably will. So maybe closer to the 1 to 300 years before they'll be able to reclaim the rest of the planet. So that's probably why Gage's apartment is so prestigious and buried in time. Because he's actually living, at least as far as we know, he's living on land. On actual land. And he's got a decently sized apartment. Like, it's one big room. Presumably there's like hidden other rooms for things like a bedroom or bathroom. But it's still pretty big if they're so short on space that they're building city ships, and that's considered practical and cost effective for them. That puts Gage's apartment or house or whatever it is and buried in time into a much different context, assuming it's actually on land. I think it is. I don't think you're on Caldoria in 2329. I want to say that's maybe around the Rockies or something. I'd have to go back and check, but no, that puts it into a new context for me. And then we had some. I didn't know you don't get the sense that they retconned it from the game either. They don't credit Doughton with being the chief engineer. He still seemed like a chief technician to me. He was working on another project, which we'll find out about next week, hopefully, if I can get it working. But I didn't. I never really took that to be him as the mastermind behind it. I thought he was more of like a helping hand. So I also never knew that Baldwin was part of the World Senate. I knew he reported to it, but I didn't know he was a member of it. That he was a former senator. And I didn't know the Sorolans had a council. I don't think that ever came up in their profile in the previous game. So we're learning things. and I love learning things. But with that, that will bring our time today to a close. So with that, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.